Whenever you guys ready.
All right.
Great.
All right. Well, this pre-show feeling before a big show. This is a great record and a lot of anticipation for the show. What kind of things go through your head before a big night like this?
What kind of things go through my head? Probably as little as possible.
Yeah.
I try to intentionally make as little things go through my head as possible. I have a little pre-show ritual that involves hot water with lemon and honey for my throat, and I like to do a little bit of yoga to get centered, and then a couple sips of bourbon, and we're ready to go.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's rock time.
Yeah, it's rock o'clock.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you mentioned for your voice, and your voice sounds so amazing on this record.
Thank you.
And it's only gotten, you can put it in words better than I can, but it's more expressive and just an amazing instrument in of itself. Talk about your voice and what you were trying to do on this record and how maybe it changed, or.
I think I wrote this song. I wrote this record on just me and a guitar and my voice, and it's different from the previous record I did, Actor. And that record, it was my process to not touch any instruments when I wrote it. So it was all arranged in GarageBand and all kind of theoretical music. But with this one, I started just simple, almost acoustic kind of songs, and then transformed them with strange arrangements and put them through the meat grinder in the studio.
How much fun is that process when you start adding on to it? Is that what it's all about for you when you get to that point, or?
Yeah, that's really fun. I worked with my dear friend and collaborator John Congleton again on this record. He produced the record, and I think once you have a really strong roadmap of a song, it has an emotional narrative and a a dramatic narrative. It's a song will kind of tell you what needs to happen in terms of an arrangement, because it's already got such a foundation.
Are you surprised by what it tells you sometimes halfway through the process? Or?
Yeah, usually it just says don't add anything else. I'm fine.
Right.
Let me breathe. So, yeah.
Well, it's a very surprising record, and I think that like any great record, you don't know what's coming next, and halfway through a song it takes off in wild directions, and it's great for the listener to have that experience. Is that an experience for you as you're recording it or playing it every night? You let it take you in different directions?
Yeah, I think one of the things I like about music is the element of surprise, that things don't necessarily go where you think they're going to go from the onset. So it's a little bit more of a journey, and playing live is really fun. It's kind of a proper rock show, or at least my version of a rock show.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. The guitars are loud and distorted, and the drums are heavy.
Yeah. Well, at the heart of this is still it's you and your guitar, right? Is that how you look at things?
Yeah.
Just talk about this record in terms of your guitar playing and what you were trying to approach, because I know you said you started with a guitar, but you get pretty wild and fun on this one.
Yeah, I think that I've been playing since I was a kid. I was 12 years old and learning Neil Young songs and Jethro Tull songs and Yes songs, and this really nerdy proggy side.
Yeah.
Very nerdy proggy side. So
but it all paid off.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, so I wanted to just make sure that really shined on this record, because it's fun for me to play. I'm a guitar player first and foremost.
Yeah.
So it's fun for me to just get up there and go to town on guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like the attention has been immense with this album. What's that been like for you in terms of people saying great things, and you've been out there and your face has been everywhere? Have you been conscious of that?
Yeah, it's funny. I think my career, this is my third album, and kind of with every album there's been a really nice incremental step up. And so with this record there's yet another, step up, and it feels really good, and it feels organic, and it kind of feels like I'm doing it the right way, kind of one fan at a time.
And it's not necessarily because the music's any easier or more accessible. This is in all the good ways. This is a interesting, smart, challenging, and still rockin' and fun record. But you didn't deliver just a record for the masses on purpose or anything like that.
No, I think the thing that's most exciting to me about music is when you can take a conventional pop form and then fuse it with something that's a little bit more complicated or avant-garde, and then find a way to meet in the middle. In the studio, we would call it pop songs with fangs.
Yeah. Yeah. Not everyone can do that. People try to do that. Sometimes it's a mess. When did you know you had the knack of? You had the knack of actually being able to do that brilliantly. At one point in your career, did you know you had that talent?
Well, I mean, I think it's just an ever-evolving thing. It's lucky that you didn't hear my really bad songs. You know, like hopefully you have some kind of self-awareness as an artist to know what your best material is and put that forth instead of the mediocre schlock that everybody also writes. You know?
Right. Well, it'll come out eventually on DVD, and
great.
everyone will eat it up. Everyone will eat it up. Talk about this video for Cruel is so much fun. You've already had a great bunch of videos in your past already, but this is so cool in so many ways. How much fun was that making it?
It was very fun to shoot. I'm actually really tickled and that you would call the video fun because the premise of the video, I did not write the treatment, but my video collaborators, this duo called Terry Timely, wrote the treatment. But the treatment includes me getting kidnapped by a motherless family, bag thrown over my head, tossed in the trunk of a car, and I guess having a little bit of a Stockholm syndrome situation. And I try to perform all of these like typically motherly tasks for this family, and I routinely fail, or at least do not meet their approval or expectation, and then they bury me in the backyard alive. So,
but therein lies some of the humor, right?
Really fun.
But there's a little bit of a sense of humor to everything you do, right?
No, it's not a dark video. It's, you know, there's not like blood or gore or whatever. It's a darkly, very sardonic take on it.
How much do you enjoy that process of being in front of the camera and acting and wearing the costumes? And
I love that side. I did a lot of theater when I was in high school and was always really, really into that. And it's funny when you're on set, everyone else is working so hard around you that you're kind of the last person to even think about. You just need to like go in there, hit your marks, do the same thing kind of every time, so that the camera people can get their shots. But this Cruel was particularly fun in that the grave sequence, they built probably a 40-foot tall grave that was covered in ammonia and manure. And then they put me in it and had an adjustable table so that, you know, at one point it was up to here and looked like I was buried up to my eyes. And
ever scary or no?
No, I mean, I get a charge out of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of inhaling fumes and I had to kind of cough a few times, but it was just fun, and the set people had worked so hard on it. I you know, it's my duty just to like get in there and perform, so that's what I did.
Unlike tonight, when you're kind of running the show in so many ways, and you're out there in front of all these people, you're like right smack dab in the middle of this tour, right?
Yeah.
I think so. What kind of halfway through it, and the reaction I know has been great. Where are you in terms of your head and the place, and when you're in tour mode for this long?
You know, we're about 2 weeks into this Strange Mercy U.S. North American tour.
Yeah.
And I mean, it feels really great. It feels like there's more excitement around this record and this tour than things I've experienced. I mean, most of the tour's been sold out, and the crowds have been amazing, and just really enthusiastic, and that's really gratifying. You know, because I've come up through the ranks in a lot of ways. I've opened for a lot of people. I've toured a lot. You know,
You've worked hard to get here.
6 or 7 years of touring, so it's really nice. It's really gratifying.
Yeah. What do you hope this next year brings in terms of building upon this and things like awards and other collaborations? I've been hearing all kinds of exciting things that could be coming as well. How exciting is the future right now?
The future's bright. I kind of try to just, I kind of tend to be fairly myopic and just go, okay, what's the thing I have to do today that will help me be better tomorrow. So kind of keep it one day at a time in that regard. But I'm certainly excited about collaborating with David Byrne, and
that's one that's getting a lot of attention. How exciting is that, and what can you tell us about what any project might be coming up?
Well, we have about half of a record done together, and it's really been such a pleasure and delight to get to know him, because I mean, he's pretty much time inarguably the coolest person on the planet.
Yeah.
But he's David Byrne,
Right.
you know, and he's inexhaustibly creative and still looking for new things and you know, never like resting on his success or anything. He just wants to create.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to be him when I grow up.
Yeah, well, you share a sensibility like that with him and people like Peter Gabriel that have that kind of sensibility to do that. I'm listening to the new Peter Gabriel record on the way over here, and I was thinking, granted, because I'm coming to see you,
Did
but
it just come out?
yeah, I think it's about to come out. I got an advance of that,
gotcha.
New Blood, and it's you know, amazing stuff with the orchestration and everything, that things that you know how to do well, and it's just, I was thinking of you listening to that, and
Thank you.